everybody, and welcome to this video on the exponential graph. The first thing we're going to discuss is the equation of the exponential function. So the equation of the exponential function is given to us by y is equal to a times b x minus p plus q. Now, as you can see, there are different parameters a, b, p, and q, and all of them control something about the exponential graph. So first of all, how do we know that we are looking at the equation of the exponential graph? Well, quite obviously, x is in the exponent. So that's how we know that we are looking at an exponential graph. So let us have a look at what the a and the b control. So the a, which is the shape parameter, determines whether your graph is above the x-axis or below the x-axis. So if a is positive, then we would have either a graph that looks like that or like that, and it is above the x-axis. If our a value is negative, then we can expect our graph to be somewhere below the x-axis. The other part that we will have a look at is b. B is the base of the exponent. So depending what the base of the exponent is, we can determine whether we have an increasing graph or a decreasing graph. So an increasing graph overall has a positive gradient. So you see the general shape of this graph is in the positive direction. And we will have an increasing graph when b is greater than 1 or when b is less than -1. So for example, a b equal to 2 will give us an increasing graph, and say a b is equal to -5 will also give us an increasing graph because it falls under those intervals. For this one over here, we have that b must be between -1 and 1 to be a decreasing graph. So if you have a look at the overall gradient, it is a negative gradient, and that's why we say it is a decreasing graph. So for example, a b value of say 1/2 or b value of -3/5 lies in this interval, and hence a graph with that base would be a decreasing graph. Let us have a look at some examples to see if you have understood. So let us, in this one here, we're just answering whether it is an increasing graph or decreasing graph. To answer this, we have to look at the b value. If b value is greater than 1 or less than -1, then we have an increasing graph. And if the b is between -1 and 1, we have an increasing graph. So again, the b is the base of the exponent. So over here, the exponent is x and the base of the exponent is 3. So this here is greater than 1. So this here is an increasing graph. This b is the base of our exponent, which is 1/2, and 1/2 is less than 1. So this is a decreasing function. For this one over here, it's a little bit tricky. We have 3 to the power of -x. And 3 to the power of -x, you should know from your exponent laws, you can write it as 1/3 x. Now we can see that the base of the x is 1/3, and 1/3 is less than 1, so this here again is decreasing. In this case over here, our b is our coefficient of x, which is 5. So we have that it is greater than 1, so this is an increasing graph. And for the last one, we have b is equal to -6, which is less than -1, which also means that this one here is increasing. Please watch this video again to make sure that you have understood the parameters of the exponential graph and their functions. If you have, please watch our next video.